dropper.
Scatter!
Let me amuse myself a little. Over here!
Scatter!
The more, the merrier. The systems shine longer.
Be free! You're open!
Ah! Quick, do something! Paimon's intuition says that anyone we run into here is going to be far from normal. If he gets us, he's gonna eat Paimon for sure.
Who are you? Beyond the heavens? I'm just here for a funeral. I don't mean to offend. No matter who you are, there's no need for any ill will between us.
Whew. Seems he's just your average scaredy cat. He looks... Huh? I'm not. Don't be afraid.
Gods protect me!
No! Stop freaking...
Relax. Yes, don't come any closer. I mean you no harm. Don't touch me.
Hey! Paimon... Was it some something Paimon said? Let's go after him. He might do something stupid.
Director!
Oh? Don't get too excited. These are clients. Exactly! We said... Although... clients... Yeah, forgive me. This is one of our new undertakers, Mung. It's his first time working a funeral, so of course he's afraid of his own shadow. Funeral... funeral... Oh! The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor! Zhongli is a consultant there. They do... Oh, you know Zhongli? Well, that saves me a lot of explaining. I'm Hu Tao, the current director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, responsible for, well, trifling matters having to do with immortality. A satisfying trade to be in, though, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is well known around town. Whatever the request, I'd be glad to hear it. Yeah, if we were looking for Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's help, this is hardly the place we would come to. Ah, but you see, I wasn't referring to clients in the business sense. Everyone who enters this mortal realm will be a client of mine. Sooner or later. Well, that's dark. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor welcomes advanced reservations. When you choose us, you'll never have to worry about what might be around the corner. But be sure to book the right date. Pro tip, it is a living nightmare trying to get flowers at short notice. Speaking of dates, if you're struggling to decide, please do come and talk it over. I'd hate to see you still alive and kicking when your big day comes.
Whoa, that's... There's a lot to unpack here.
You'll have to excuse her. The director is a rather unique individual. We'd heard that there'd been some supernatural activity. It went very smooth.
Wangsheng Funeral. You two, on the other hand, have no business coming to Wuwang Hill. You being here is not normal.
Maybe you're understanding...
Adventure? Then you are...
Wood?
That's just how we gauge our client's importance. We have 4 levels: wicker, bamboo, wood, and marble. The higher the grade, the better we'd like to get to know you.
But I've just only heard of this.
Well, that's because I only just thought of it. Oh, don't look so shocked. Oh, take a look. Our clients like these deserve better treatment. Taking an interest in their daily lives will touched a nerve. Anyway, I have a favor to ask. Recently, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has been trying to strike a business deal with the Adventurers Guild. With you acting as an intermediary? Let me think what I could offer.
We're looking for someone. We've asked a lot of people, but nobody seems to...
This seems like something right. You see?
When did we become your... Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The ones who no longer speak.
You again. Look, I told you, we're not interested in the kind of cooperation you describe.
Come on, there's no reason to get upset. Look, one of your members is an avid supporter of my proposition. Oh, since our last negotiation, I've come up with a new proposal. First things first, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor will prioritize the Adventurers Guild requests above all others. You'll also receive 100 of our signature wooden coffins for free, together with your first... That's not all.
I don't think you're hearing me.
Okay, all right. I get it. You want to bargain a little more. But our offer as it stands is already quite a good deal, don't you think? Just think about it. An adventurer's life is full of unexpected threats.
Yeah, no. I'm not so sure that's saying a... Speaking of precautions, I'd rather focus on keeping my adventurers safe in the first place. It's time for you to go. I have to attend...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Director, please, you did your best. We don't need another clash with the Millilith.
If Paimon understood all that correctly, it seems like she's trying to sell them the funeral parlor services.
Yeah, nothing left to do here. Let's go back to Wang... Rejecting a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's their loss. Some things are inevitable. It's only a matter of time.
Just look for...
Seems like the old ways are the most reliable after all. Mung, are you done preparing our promotional material?
My apologies. I'm only about halfway through.
Trust me, they're going to work wonders. The clients in need come to our door and write down their commissions on blank wooden tiles. Then I fulfill the request written on each tile. Although, it is a bit of a hassle with the constant back and forth.
No, Director, I'm not asking about the wooden tiles themselves, but about the special offer they advertise.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor should keep up with the times. Just think about it. If we don't attract new clients, we'll be left with nothing, won't we? Business development is a crucial element of every... I put up posters just like all the other shops, but the Millilith promptly removed them. Then I organized the Wangsheng Visitors Day, but no one...
Well, that doesn't come as a...
And finally, I discovered that the traditional ways are the most reliable after all. I took inspiration from the wood. So now, the other method I'm trying is using the wooden tiles as coupons. Just by writing things like, buy one, get one free for the holder of this tile.
What do they buy?
A solid and durable second home, of course. Well, they may not need it right away, but they can be sure that when they do, it will still... Alright, Mung, keep adding those special offers to the wooden tiles. The future of our business depends on it.
I'm still not...
Oh, I get it. You think it is true. I was offered, but in doing so, I neglected my old... Let me do some market...
Paimon already told you we're not... Guess we got dragged into somebody else's business again.
You must be the director's new hire.
Not us. We're just very curious about Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and Hu Tao.
Well, I wouldn't get too curious if I were you. Too much knowledge. The director is...
Her?
I'll keep this close.
We should get going. Let's go find Hu Tao.
That's settled then. Write it like Wangsheng Funeral Parlor Bumper Sale. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get three free. More for your Mora. I love it.
But Director, isn't Lifeless the name of the game in this industry?
That's old hat. We're opening up new ground.
Why does Wangsheng Funeral Parlor need to open up?
Poor guy's given up.
Right, we should get going. I am not letting new business...
We?
Who else? Do you see anyone else around here?
Stop adding little afterthoughts like that.
Just a joke. Sorry. Everything you see is everything that's present. Lighten up. The way I see it, people make death scarier than it really is. What people truly fear about departing this world is suffering and regret. To deal with the trauma, they... oh, baseless fantasies. Oh, more approachable and appeasable than you'd imagined?
Paimon wouldn't say that.
You must have come across a particularly ferocious entity. How should I put this? Most spirits are incapable of harming. The job of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is to guard the border between life and death. So for ordinary folks, the best case scenario is ignorance of all matters concerning spirits in the afterlife, or even better.
Then you really don't have any excuse for spooking the heck out of people.
You make it sound so abominable. I'm just trying to get them to see the humor in it all. I never thought you'd be such a bore. Never mind. If you stick by me, everything will become clear. All right, let's get going. Follow me.
Director, wait. What about Big G?
Big G? Who's the...
Oh, nothing. Just something Mung's been pleading with me to take care of. Should be a piece of cake.
Where are we going?
to visit an important potential client. I'll lead the way. Hello, I'm Hu Tao.
Okay, so why would someone from...
Nothing major. How are you feeling these days? You shouldn't ignore them, by the way. When we're healthy, it's easy.
What are you getting at? Go and find some other poor soul.
Why do they get angry? What's wrong with a few earnest health tips?
Paimon thinks it's because they're coming from the director of a funeral parlor.
The nightlife here is so vibrant.
And you are?
Hello there.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. So you're out here looking for new customers? Don't you think this might be a bit of a crass way of going about it?
Hardly. Isn't this the fashion these days? Bring the service to the...
I'm not sure it's every service that anyway, please bother some...
Another failure. Still, not the end of the world.
Paimon's curious. Does this approach ever work out for you?
I know your face.
Don't apologize. Get to know us. Ever hear the saying, out with the old, in with the new?
If you keep talking like this, I'll have to call them.
No. Okay, but Wangsheng Funeral Parlor awaits...
You really don't give up, do you?
Are you trying... Well, thank you. Seems you...
Not really. This is just getting really uncomfortable.
Business development? Surely you don't...
Then what was...
No. I was helping to find somebody for Meng. You remember Big G? As it turns out, the Big G that Meng is looking for is a ghost adrift in the... The three we saw just now were all so we just had a quick chat, and I left it at that.
Why didn't you...
Huh? What would I need that kind of ability for? Were you seriously hoping that the director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor...
Paimon was trying to subtly imply that... never mind.
A toast to our success.
Let me tell you how it is.
Wow.
Ad Astra Abyssoth. Thank you for completing today's commission.
Oh, I think I may have.
Mung, I'm back. I'm afraid we're still no close.
I see. Well, I'm just sorry for the trouble.
Who is this big G?
I guess I should start at the beginning. My home was in the vicinity of Wuwang Hill. In my youth, I had a good many friends there. Big G was one of them. I've never forgotten. But recently, after one such visit, I started to feel... I can't help but wonder. Did I disturb him somehow? Perhaps. How would I ever...
And in fact, what Mung has said is entirely plausible. Spirits on occasion do find a way into our world. But as for evil spirits, I think...
But are you sure there's no danger? I couldn't bear for him to go around harming people.
You see what I mean? Look, those people we found today were also Mung's childhood friends. I thought there was a good chance Big G might have hidden among them.
Wuwang Hill, childhood friends?
Sorry, excuse me. Is this Wangsheng Fu? My name's Luo Chung. I've had this awful feeling recently, like something's staring at me. Some of my friends and I went to Wuwang Hill the other day on a dare. After I returned home, I fell ill. I've been having recurring nightmares, but the doctors can't find anything wrong with me. I think that it's a curse, right? I've been...
Say no more. There's no doubt it's a demonic curse, all right, and a serious one at that.
You believe so too? And if the curse isn't, the symptoms I'm having are just like those described in the tales.
Wuwang Hill? No, I don't...
Hold your horses, both of you.
Isn't that exactly what you like to do?
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor specializes in demonic stuff.
All right, don't panic. However, in order to lift the curse, we need a suit. Come with me, my trusty assistant.
I guess I'll come to...
Help him make the preparations first. When you're ready, come...
Okay, I guess.
Right. Let's... No ritual at all. We just need... Wait, you didn't take all that vengeful god... You saw those two. One thinks he's been cursed, and the other one believes his friends turned into an evil... Now you see why I believe that ordinary folks should be kept... I've seen too many people... And the best way to...
Sounds like that might work. If you were trying to cheer up a 3-year-old. Why would you ask that? Paimon just wants to know why we can't tell
Because you can't guarantee that telling an ignorant person that... What I can do is pretend to pull back anyone who believes their time is nigh. But since the curse is imaginary, our fix will also be make-believe.
Makes sense. But
Do you know the history of the Yaksha? They once fought against the ancient gods. That resentment, the plague took the life. Then someone...
Paimon didn't...
Yes. To sum it up, we are gatekeepers, guarding the border for the sake of both the living and the dead. So when I say this curse is just a figment of the imagination, I say it with more certainty. Anyway, let's wait a bit more and get ready for the show. Ah, you're finally here! Now, look here. This device is used to drive away, but don't worry. The traveler here is a seasoned warrior and will assure our safety. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you.
Will that really solve?
Trust the director. She might look like a weirdo, but she's serious about everything.
How can you call me a weirdo? I mean, wouldn't you say it's more charmingly naive or disarmingly All right.
Is it really possible to materialize the curse? I'm counting on you!
Scatter!
Strike a pose!
Farewell! Propagate!
How are you feeling?
Yes, I feel more in. I can't express how grateful I am for your and the Traveler's help. If it hadn't been for you.
Great. In which case, this exorcism device, people like you wouldn't recognize it, but it's just an. And those were real monsters, not a manifestation of your curse. So riddle me this. If I didn't do anything to lift the curse, then what's the cause of your sudden recovery?
The curse? What? Then why was I sick?
Well, you caught a cold, ate something bad, or just scared yourself sick. It's anyone's guess, but I'm leaning towards the last option. Wouldn't be the first time in my career.
How unexpected.
I also didn't.
Don't mention it. Human life is short.
Wow. What a weird thing to say.
I feel relieved to see that it wasn't Big G's doing. Since we are done with the matter at hand, can we resume our search for Big G?
I believe that won't be needed. He found us.
Big G?
I didn't mean to bother you.
This is Big G.
Oh, well, he is a spirit. It's quite normal that he looks just like he did when he left the...
That's not what Paimon imagined when...
Let's bring him back to Wangsheng Funeral.
After all that's happened, Paimon's not even sure what's going on anymore.
Actually, I'm not surprised. It was a twist of fate that made him leave.
Actually, she pretty much
Huh?
Don't ever question.
I just wanted to check up on my friends. That's why I came. I promise I wasn't up to any mischief. A few days ago, some people came to Wuwang Hill on a dare. I heard them saying they come from Liyue Harbor, so I followed one of them back and ended up here.
It must have been poor Luocheng that he followed. Maybe he didn't notice you, but he could still feel your presence. Well, I assume so, otherwise he wouldn't have been scared half to death.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because I couldn't find them. It's my first time in Liyue Harbor, and I got lost in the...
Now that you mention it, Big G always had a poor sense of direction. When we were kids, he'd never go down the hill by himself. We always had to...
So, all of this was just because... Why didn't you just fly?
It's too high for me.
That's right, yes! He used to be so afraid of You haven't changed a bit.
I knew I wasn't supposed to show myself to the living, and with so many people walking around the harbor, my only choice was to hide. I wouldn't have found you if it weren't for the ley line monolith's call.
I'm so relieved that you haven't become an...
Like I said, don't ever doubt my professional instincts. No, all we have to do is escort this lost...
But he just said he wanted...
Well... Mung and I will escort Big G back to Wuwang Hill. You meet with those three and ask them for keepsakes to symbolize each one of them during the ritual, then come and find us.
They're all friends.
That's not a good idea.
I wouldn't want ordinary folks to become superstitious. The less they know, the better. So be careful what you say when you collect the keepsakes.
Are we really going with Hu Tao's plan? At least by keeping things low-key, we won't be giving anyone nightmares.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Oh, you. Sorry, I won't be needing the funeral parlor's services anytime soon. Yes, I don't know why but he must have had... Did he tell you about it?
Yeah, he did. Just, theoretically speaking. We're just being hypothetical here.
I'd cook something for him. Oh, I can make it for you if you bring me some I'm sure he'd appreciate...
Deal! Just...
Listen.
Julian chilies are a common sight in... Great. This should be... I'll get started on the Julian chili chicken when everyone's ready.
Great! How did he know about...
Not you.
Mung told us about you.
That's true, yes. Come to think of it, it didn't take long for his good friends to figure out why. But I know there's nothing we can say to help, so... Is Big G...
How did you know? We...
I'm a businessman. I've got... Everyone hears the name Moo Moo and thinks I must be dim-witted. Here, take this. It's a top-of-the-line toy box we all dreamed of owning as kids. Back then, none of us could afford it. We were penny. Today...
Wow!
So...
We already saw...
I see. If it's... I've got an errand to run.
Auto reconfiguration is an essential component. Leo Pavilion, best fleet food in town.
You're all here.
Reminiscing about old times. Thinking...
Our hometown was completely destroyed.
They've just been... I make artisan Sao lanterns down by Leo. A few days ago, I've already spoken to the manager. Could I...
Seems like you already know what's going on. Be back in...
I think she mentioned it. Yes, here you are in the register. No problem. The Plostrite shards are over in that crate there. Please.
Doesn't seem like they're here. Let's look someplace. These look like what Sungza was talking about. Let's head back.
My thanks to both of you. This looks like great stuff. Please, wait a moment. This is the final step. Okay, there we go. I wrote all 5 of our names inside the lantern. You know, during the annual lantern rite, we all release a lantern like this. No matter what the days may bring, whichever roads we choose to take.
As for the matter of Big G, the 3 of us have discussed amongst ourselves and agreed we won't press you on it.
But if you get the chance, please let him know we're doing well. And that the things we once spoke of, they've all come to pass.
Thank you. We'll pass it on. Big G is lucky to have friends like you. We got everything we need. Let's go to Wulong Hill and find Hu Tao.
You're back up. You didn't go spilling the beans, did
Does Paimon look that unreliable?
I'm kidding. Anyway, looks like they were willing to hand over some keeps. Nevertheless, when it comes to things, which explains why they were reluctant to pry and find out the full story. Which is just as well. Guard the border between life.
So what about us? Does it matter if we cross?
Of course not. After all, you were caught up in all this already, just like Mung. It's not the end of the world. And where we're going, don't be surprised at what you may see. Or all of it exists within the border between the living and the dead. And or whatever you do, don't get all worked up over nothing. So listen to everything I say.
Paimon's scared. But like Hu Tao says, we're already caught up in... Wow! What is this place?
Somewhere close to death, but not like the hell or underworld from the tales of old. This is just a place where the ley lines tend to go a little bit haywire. So keep your cool. Follow me. The farewell ceremony site is just up ahead.
That pattern looks familiar.
From the right angle, you can make out the whole thing.
Oh, just like last time.
Go! This isn't good.
Go! You're free now!
Let the world come alive!
This place doesn't feel at peace.
That's why it's named the Border. You can't just cross whenever you please. You need to have a little... how do people normally put it? Pomp and ceremony?
I'm pretty sure that's not how people put it.
By the way, I imagine Adventurers Guild members are good at making order of things. See if you can find a way to get the right things into the right places. Usually it requires a bit of destruction as well as elemental reactions. On your marks.
You talking to us?
Not too far now. Time to say hello.
Higher, higher, hands on fire! Go! Time to shine! Shower me with praise! I must leave no stone unturned. Huh? Phew. Huh?
This looks the same, but there aren't enough. So confusing. Let's have a look around. Or up ahead.
Huh? Go!
Huh? Isn't this where we just were before? What in Tevat is going on? Have we even been moving forward this whole time?
It's almost as if the constantly being sent back to the beginning. Everything resets.
We're stuck! The spirits have trapped us!
Don't be daft. You've put my mind at rest. Seems it's not easy for ordinary folks to cross over.
Finally!
That's exactly the point.
So that...
Yep.
What?
Welcome to the farewell ceremony site. Our destination is just up ahead. I know you're excited, so feel free to have a look around and talk amongst yourselves. Soon you'll find out there's nothing special about this place. Huh?
It's the lantern rite again. Wouldn't it be cool if we got to...
You can make a wish without a lantern, you know.
Yell it? Isn't that kinda... As soon as the first person
That's right.
Alright, If that's so funny, what's your...
To get rich, of course.
Yeah, if you get rich...
Not just one.
Well, if Momo's gonna be...
Whoa, 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 it's tough.
As for me, I want to learn to make Ming Xiao lanterns. The big kind! And Xiao lanterns, too. I'll be the best...
Yeah! Anyway, me?
Huh? They all disappeared.
It brings back so many memories.
It's been so long. Have all those wishes really come true?
We asked each of them for parting gifts. Little Wu's become a chef. Momo's a successful businessman. And Zongza makes great shell lanterns.
Really? Wow.
We've never forgotten our childhood dreams. We've kept them in our hearts as a promise to each other. Anyway, time to release this lantern.
Hey, take a hint. Let's give them some space to go.
Take the hint? Really? Of all of us, you're the one who needs to learn how to read the...
Monks already crossed the border. That's the only way to send Big G off. As I explained, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was, once upon a time, more akin to a doctor's office than an actual funeral. During the Archon War, piles of such were the time.
They must have paid a huge price for that.
After generations, by that I mean, it took a long, long time. Longer than you'd think to restore balance and reinstate the border. Without it, Liyue Harbor as we know it wouldn't be here. The previous directors all love to tell this one too, although, if you ask me, I think I tell it best. What you make of my words is up to you. I do hope that most of it... We live in peace. Huh?
What kind of...
I just mean where we... I think we did everything we could to make you happy, But if you ever really do become an evil spirit and come back with more nefarious nonsense in mind, I may have to forget our friendship and give you a far less fond farewell.
I won't, I promise. Now that I know that my friends are doing so well, I have no intention.
I also want to thank you.
So you should also mind my warning, Mung. If you won't let go of the past, I might reunite you two sooner than you think.
How can you say such horrendous things with that smile on your face?
Well then, last but not...
See you later, Big G.
Not like that. You won't be seeing him later. Let's stick to goodbye and such.
No worries. I'm sorry.
Nah, don't be...
All right. I'll remember you all.
He's gone then. I thought that closure would bring me relief.
So, what was the...
Well, after each... That's why I envy my friends so much. Little Wu and the rest.
That's right. Also, so enjoy your life while you can, and when your duty to the living is over, you can meet whoever you want again in the afterlife. Isn't that great?
Either way, I don't think I'll ever return to Wuwang Hill. I have a lot of feelings.
No worries. It's a good opportunity for you to go on vacation. Consider your leave approved. Naturally, this doesn't change the terms of our previous agreement. The leave will be unpaid.
Aren't you forgetting about something?
I took you to the border and let you have a look around.
The biggest pity of all.
I was fishing around on your behalf through the channels that aren't accessible to you. Unfortunately, I didn't find any leads worth... I'll keep my eyes open in case anything crops up.
You don't sound like you mean it.
I'm not an expert on tracking down the living. However, if you want me to summon someone...
Oh, stop saying...
Relax. I'll help you look for them. You have my word. My exquisite sense of humor always goes...
Reasons?
The spirits we saw near the border are the dead that still long for the world of the living. But I've never seen any of the previous directors there, not even once. This means that becoming the director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was the right decision for them, and left them with no regrets.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our... Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would... we can...
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Hello there.
Huh, so you two are still hanging out together. Dia, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dia wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dia. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be...
But she said they'll treat you to the best.
But wait. There are so many places
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most...
Oh, come on.
I know.
All right, fine. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even... Have you been delayed?
Nah, are you kidding?
Would you swear on that? But if something...
Oh, looks like doing...
You're too perceptive, my lady. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I...
My lady... You're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of Mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Say what?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety.
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
100?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens...
That's beyond terrible. They won't even...
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan if I don't do something... I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can...
I don't know.
That's setting the bar pretty...
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, he was loud and... Of course, the other...
Sounds like a...
What about your mother?
Unfortunately, I never knew... It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me, but the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert war.
Sounds like your typical fare.
More or less, yeah. He seemed to think even the toys it was only much...
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, until I grew up. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference...
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me. Yeah.
I see.
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible.
Well, now you get...
What should we do? They both have valid...
Huh? But there's no need...
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the...
I'm inclined to agree. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then.
I'm honored that you care so much. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we...
Hey, Dia, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Oh, so you've already become like one of us then. Anyway, since we've got newcomers, let me fill you in on what Dakan Al. They've become extremely aggressive. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their...
That's right. Once they've collected enough, a portion of their profits is... Yeah. A few days ago, rather than saying...
Wait,
You heard me right. If their only goal was... Unfortunately, we weren't... Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dakan Al-Akh...
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the...
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dia...
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of...
Ah, he's shaman.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebot. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a capable...
Hey, what about Paimon?
Oh, you're also...
Of course! Paimon is the Traveler's most important guy.
Oh, in that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dia.
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the Traveler. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite...
I had no idea.
Oh, one other thing, Dia. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough... The deputy put a lot of effort...
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time.
Gotta admit, I can understand... Now, if only the
The awkward silence...
Hey, didn't...
Huh? Wait, are you...
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, and you just But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things... That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. Hey, knuckleheads, can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your...
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here's the spot. There you'll find the All you gotta do?
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be...
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all... Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react. Buckle up! Hurrah! Hurrah!
You won this one.
Why do you think you're going?
I'll be back.
You're...
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you...
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employees.
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth.
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the... I definitely didn't expect him to go that far.
But why would he...
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by... I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny...
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him...
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on...
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their... Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and... all familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right... Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction? Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora. Perhaps. Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Homayani? You mean Dunya's... Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana?
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos. Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But...
I honestly I've been to their estate many times. The only but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make more. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from—
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. Let's go find my lady again. If we're lucky, I've considered. She showed genuine concern. That's not how I do.
You're right. Paimon wants to try.
Yeah. We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't...
Actually, we're still investigating.
I see.
Something like that.
You all look a little dispirited. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to...
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like...
So something is... On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad, we're back!
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next.
The master? Okay, I understand. My father...
It makes... Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story.
I can't help but agree with...
Huh? You mean you feel the same?
Thank you for sharing all this information. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that, in the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me, so... However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dia?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beast. Later, the master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed up.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it.
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You'd think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seemed strange or out of place. If my father had always been in contact with Dakan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dia into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dia to be your body?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Sorry we put all this on.
It's okay, Paimon. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries.
My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child. However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dia.
It's all right, Dia. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of it.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried.
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts!
Thank you, everyone. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat?
Sure thing.
Usual plate?
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and
Yes, my daughter has... But we may skip all the pleasantries for...
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction
So, that's what you found? Huh.
If you wouldn't mind...
Well, it's a long... What I do know, though, Dia, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything...
Wait.
Yes. I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, your father Kusela and I both believe. Of course, you have the right to seek, and the facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the... If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will...
His heartfelt efforts? I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father. I have my own ideals. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning.
I understand. Our family once needed to... They had superior numbers, and those Eremites were